かな。はい、大丈夫そう。見えるね。はい、始めるよよし。あ、ね、うちの猫が泣いてた。Did you hear him crying a little bit? He might do it again. It's his way of saying hello. ちょっと待ってね。Oh, let me fix something here. みんな元気かな？よいしょ。See? はい。Let me look at the chat. ちょっと待ってね。よいしょ。はい。チョコボ。はい。こんにちは。ケゾー。let me see. Are you working? ありがとね。でもね。忙しいね。ちょっと待って。待てよ。待てよ。You're here. Hello, hello. Red, you're here with your rainbow. おにぎり。Emerald, you're here. はい。ごきげんよう。はい。ね、みんな元気かな？ね。うちの猫がすごいカイトくんがめっちゃ遊びたいみたい。So, my cat, Kaito, he's the rescue one. He wants to play. So basically, he's just like carrying his toy, all over the house and crying. You'll hear him. Can you hear him? 聞こえないかな？ He's a bit too far away. 聞こえないよね。はい。そうだね。よいしょ。Let me adjust something here so I can see better. And this is Soyo-chan. It's all about Soyo-chan today. よいしょ。Let's have a look. Here we have a lot of pages, of course. Wow. But a lot of them are actually repeated because Soyo-chan looks back, and thinks about what happened. So you hear some phrases and lines that are, you've already read or heard before. はい。たくさんあるけど。In fact, it's actually not too much. I just added them just in case you forgot. はい。よいしょ。どこだっけ？はい。ここだね。よいしょよいしょ。みんな元気大丈夫ね。じゃあ始めようか。よいしょ。One more thing. I can monitor myself better. ちょっとね、ウィンドウが多くてI have so many windows and like controls in front of me and I kind of need to move things around. はい。ちゃんと見えないから。よいしょ。And what am I doing now? 今日は28話だね。はい。ね、today, we are reading 第28話 みんなのために、28th episode、and it says みんなのためにね for everyone. Soyo-chan, it's all about Soyo-chan today. And it's all about Soyo-chan's backstory, and it will explain, why Soyo-chan was behaving in certain ways before. Let's see. よいしょ。Let me adjust something here. はい、大丈夫かな。You can see this. You can see this. You can hear me. And okay. Now, just one more in the chat. Let me see. Have you're here. Hello, hello. You're here. Good to see you. Okay, so I have to focus, okay, from now. So I can't really, check the chat. Otherwise, the stream will be like 10 hours long, and I can't do that. So I have a lot to go through, as you can see. はい、じゃあ始めるよ。Let's go. そよちゃん。ね、あらすじ。ね、episode summary. It tells what this is all about today. 自分の過去を振り返るソヨ。重くのしかかるサキコの言葉に、ソヨは、Saki-chan was pretty harsh last time. So, Soyo-chan's upset, of course. Let's see. Then let me just move my microphone so I can see better. 見えない。よっこいしょ。よっこいしょ。ちょっと大きくしようか。はい。見える。はい、いきます。ね、自分の過去。ね、自分、like myself, herself, in this case, of course, talking about Soyo-chan. ね、herself の過去。ね、the past。ね、自分の過去を振り返る。ね、振り返る is like this. You look behind you. So, but literally means, to look behind you, to, turn around, 振り返る. But here, of course, it means to, look back, what happened. Also, it means to review, but in this case, she's kind of thinking about, what happened in the past. So, 自分の過去を振り返るソヨ。ね、ソヨちゃん。looks back. What happened in the past? 重くのしかかるサキコの言葉に、ソヨは、what is she gonna do? 重くのしかかる、of course, 重い、e adjective, heavy, and 重く、e changed to く、to make an adverb. 重く、のしかかる、のしかかる something that's like like this のしかかる重くのしかかる、press down on somebody, in this case, of course, like something that's like heavily pressed, onto Soyo-chan. And, something that's like, 重くのしかかる。What's 重くのしかかる here? Let's see. ね、サキコの言葉に、ね、サキちゃんの言葉、ね、サキちゃん 's words, what サキコ said. ソヨは、If you say, ね、ソヨちゃんに、ね、somebody に、in this case, something に、ソヨちゃんに、サキコの言葉が、ね、重く、ね、heavily のしかかる。ね、so Sakiko's words, ね、weigh heavily on Soyo-chan. So, means like, it was really harsh, and she has to kind of think about it, process it, you know. She doesn't really quite understand it. So, そよちゃんにね、さきこの言葉が重くのしかかる。So in this case, 重くのしかかるさきこの言葉。ね、そう、さきこの言葉 that is 重くのしかかる。ね、that weighs heavily on her. に、そよは、そよちゃんどうする？ね、what is she gonna do about that? So we're gonna read it. Okay, and then see what happens. 読む。はい。And it's gonna ask me to download. It always does it.
お母さんとお父さんが離婚したとき、すごく寂しい気持ちになったのを覚えてる。
Already? Already this deep? そう、そよちゃん、says お父さん、ごめん、お父さんでない、お母さん、ごめん。お母さんとお父さんが離婚したとき、normally it's お父さんとお母さん、but since you know, Soyo-chan's, Soyo-chan has Okasan right now, so Okasan is, Okasan has more focus in her life. But normally with Otosan to Okasan. But yeah, in her case, Okasan, takes, the center stage, pretty much, so. お母さんとお父さんが離婚したとき、すごく、she says 寂しい, but normally it's 寂しい. It's 寂しい, but it can be read as 寂しい. But officially it's 寂しい. Okay? 寂しいを寂しい気持ちになったのを覚えてる。ね、そう。お母さんと、ね、お母さん、of course, mom, and お父さん、ね、dad が、離婚した時、That's already heavy. ね、離婚する。ね、that's the opposite of 結婚する。結婚する is to get married, but 離婚。ね、離婚する is to get divorced, to get separated. Okay? And so here, そよちゃん is saying お母さんとお父さん。Okay? So let's take a look. And just in case, okay, let me just I made this because it seems like a lot of learners actually misunderstand these like family terms and then learn them kind of wrong and they sound really odd when they say certain words, so like I kind of had to put it together just to clarify, okay, even though words like, お母さん、お父さん are super simple, but the thing is, like, depending on the situation or depending on whose parents they are and things like that, it changes. So I think I kind of have to clarify, like, it's super quick. Okay, so just going from おじいちゃん. Okay, so grandfather or grandpa, if it's casual, you describe your own grandpa as おじいちゃん. Okay, you don't say おじいさん, okay? Don't say おじいさん for your own grandfather. It's a very common mistake, okay? But おじいちゃん, to talk about or describe your own grandpa, okay? If it's in a formal situation, like, maybe you're having like a job interview or something, I think it's very rare to talk about your grandparents, but or like maybe you have to write your own like autobiography, whatever. In that case, it's 祖父. Okay, and if you're describing somebody else's grandfather or maybe like an elderly person, it's おじいさん. Okay, おじいさん. Unless you know the person really well, if the person is very familiar and you kind of hang out, maybe he lives in the neighborhood and you talk to him all the time or something. Okay, in that case, おじいちゃん is fine because you're close. Okay, so don't get them mixed up. And same way. Okay, so grandmother, おばあちゃん for your own Oba-chan, okay, grandma. Of course, casual situation mostly, and when you're calling and referring to her Oba-chan. In a formal situation, sobo. Okay, I pretty much never had to use these words. It's very rare because when I talk about Oba-chan, I just say Oba-chan. And if it's somebody else's Oba-san, if it's somebody else's grandmother, of course it's Oba-san. It's strange to say Oba-chan for that, or if you mix them up, it's very odd. You can't really say Oba-san for your own grandmother. It sounds very odd. Okay, so don't get them wrong. Don't get them mixed up. Oba-san for somebody else's. Oba-san, or again, as I said, if you know that grandma well, or elderly person, elderly lady really well in the neighborhood, whatever, you're close enough, okay, then you can start calling them Oba-chan. That's fine too. But if it's somebody else's, you don't know them well, you say Oba-san. That's why, like in some like Japanese, like not fairy stories, fairy tales, but like folk tales, they have oji-san to oba-san ga in the blah blah blah, So and then quickly, okay, let's go to dad or father. So if it's dad, otou-san, a casual situation, when you're talking about your own dad, otou-san. Okay, well, some people say papa, of course, depending on the on the family. Otou-san, and chichi is very formal. Okay, 私の父は blah blah blah, but it's very rare. When you have an interview, yes, okay, chichi, sure. But okay, describing somebody else's dad, お父さん。例えば友達のお父さん。But if it's like a customer, you are talking to a customer. And describing customer's father or something, then お父様. Okay. And same thing. And let's go. So if you are talking about your own mom, okay, お母さん. That's why Soyo-chan said お母さん earlier. And and 母. Haha, formal, very formal. When you're having an interview, something, yes, you say that. Or maybe when you're filling in some official documents and things like that, yeah, you would not say お母さん in that section. Okay, haha. In somebody else's mom, お母さんね、友達のお母さん。Tomori no o-kasan, Soyo-chan no o-kasan, but o-kasama for maybe your client's mother or something. Okay, being very polite. And let's say big brother, ね、お兄ちゃん、ね、your own お兄ちゃん, of course, in that case, お兄ちゃん. You don't say お兄さん for your own brother, okay? Don't. Ani for formal situations, as I just described. And so when you're talking casually, it's very weird to use ani. You can just say, 僕のお兄ちゃんは、私のお兄ちゃんは、blah, blah, blah. Totally fine. And what about somebody else's brother? ね、例えば、ソヨちゃんのお兄さんいないね。お友達のお兄さん。But again, if you know the person well enough and you guys are close, yeah, お兄ちゃん is fine too. But depends on, the friendship depends on how close you are. Of course, these will change, but in general, have to kind of say these things. Let's see, お姉ちゃん. So think about, にじかちゃんのお姉ちゃん. にじかちゃんのお姉ちゃんはセイカ. Seika is the お姉ちゃん of にじかちゃん. Right? So that's why にじかちゃん kept saying お姉ちゃん. Never said お姉さん to describe her own sister, right? お姉ちゃん。 In a formal situation, you say 姉、私の姉は blah blah blah、お姉さん、友達のお姉さん、友達のお姉さん。But again, yeah, if you know the person well, and if you know the friend well, you guys are close enough, お姉ちゃん is totally fine. It depends. And your own little brother, 弟、弟 doesn't really get any special treatments like ちゃん、さん。Well, here, yes, but we don't use like san or chan here. So ototo. If you have a younger brother, it's ototo. Okay, and in formal situation, same ototo. And somebody else's ototo, ototo-san wa genki. But again. Normally, if you know the friend well, and a friend's brother well, then you just say the name, instead of saying ototo-san for that. Again, this will always change depending on the situation. And let's go. 妹ね、if you have a little sister or younger sister, of course, 妹ね、私の妹、僕の妹、and formal doesn't change. If you're saying, oh, ね、妹さん、to talk about somebody else's sister, but someone that you don't really know well, san, okay? But if you know them well, you just call them, their names, okay? So that's that. I just had to clarify these things because I've seen so many learners getting them wrong, and I'm like, okay, it's a very simple thing, but I think it had to be explained, and kind of case by case, in that case, you use that. But, these things are lost in translation mostly. So had to kind of, had to make this table super quick to clarify certain things. Anyway, so let's go. ちょっと待ってね。どこ行った? Okay. Somehow Google is responding to my voice. Just ignore that. So let's go to certain again. And そうね、お母さんとお父さんが離婚したとき. So when, my mom and dad got divorced, or my parents got divorced, すごく、normally, again, as I said, it's 寂しい officially, but she said 寂しい. Both are fine, but I've covered this before in 寂しい versus 寂しい for saying lonely. 寂しい is more like official and traditional, and it's actually preferred in broadcasting as well. They don't use 寂しいfor like the news and things like that, or if they have to narrate something, they have to kind of go for this one. If it's like for NHK, things like that. But if it's like a drama, if it's casual, spoken, 寂しい is more common, of course. Okay, and so normally it's pronounced 寂しい, but yeah, 寂しい is possible too. But this is more official. Okay, and it could mean desolate as well. Okay? And 寂しい for more personal, things, more casual sounding too. But it doesn't have the desolate meaning. But here, well, she's using this kanji, but using, 寂しい, like this. So, 寂しい気持ち、feeling になったのを覚えている. So, we compared 覚えている and 思い出す before. So I'm sure this is fine. Okay? So, this is, oh, I still remember. 覚えている. The memory is still there. And not 思い出す. 思い出す is just like, oh, I just remembered, to recall something. So so when, her parents got divorced, and I remembered, she became so lonely, very lonely.
お母さんと二人で暮らすことになったけど。
So-chan, nice. Very nice place here. Let me see. Yeah, her place is amazing. like a dream house. Well, it's technically more like an apartment building, but luxury, luxury apartment, for rich people. お母さんと二人で暮らすことになったけど、always the mother's side, right? It's very rare, for the father to take, the kids. そうお母さんとその with my mom 二人でね two of us 暮らすことになったけどそう暮らす so here 暮らす is to live but like in this case you can imagine you see to live together in this case 二人で暮らすね to live with my mother my mom okay 暮らす it also means to spend time but here it just means to live but live together okay 暮らす again so we have ことになる verb plus ことになる here seems like this is like a favorite surgeon's favorite phrase お母さんと二人で暮らすことになったねことになったけどwhat can happen right and also a decision was made by her parents right surgeon had no control over the divorce. So ことになったけどね。So so basically means like I started living with my mom and just two of us together. けど but
お母さんが頑張って働いて、うちはとても裕福になった。
So it seems like surgeon's mom is a very hardworking person. So お母さんが頑張って働いて、うちはとても裕福になった。ね、お母さんが頑張って働いて、ね、頑張って from 頑張る、ね、頑張って働いてね、働く、ね、to work。ね、働いて、ね、so she works really hard and うちはね、basically means like, うち like us, we とても very 裕福になった。ね、裕福。ね、裕福 is an adjective and it means wealthy. ね、basically rich. 裕福。ね、裕福にso adverb ね、adjective changed to an adverb. So 裕福になる to become, so to be wealthy. So とても裕福になった。ね、so we got very wealthy. Yep, got this nice place.
綺麗な家に引っ越して。生活も大きく変わった。
Isn't this a good thing though? But her tone doesn't sound like that, right? Let's see. 綺麗な家に引っ越して生活も大きく変わった。ね、綺麗。Careful, 綺麗 is an adjective. That's why, 綺麗な家. So it has a na here. Okay, it's not 綺麗家、綺麗な家. Okay, be careful. This is an adjective. Yeah? So 綺麗ね。If it's an adjective, you don't need a na, but 綺麗 is an adjective, so you need it. So 綺麗。綺麗 could mean clean, but it also means beautiful too. Okay, so 綺麗な家ね、beautiful house. But technically, her place is more what we call like a mansion, but like a luxurious apartment, complex. Super expensive. ね、綺麗な家にね、どこどこに引っ越す to move somewhere, okay, to relocate, to where 綺麗な家、ね、so this place、生活も大きく変わった、ね、生活ね、生活ね life but everyday life daily life、okay? Also you can use let me see ね、暮らす you could change it to 暮らしね暮らしも変わった is fine too but 生活 sounds more common Okay. If you use, where did it go? Let me see. Because right here. Okay. 暮らし is an alternative, you know, 暮らす changed to 暮らし. But 暮らし sounds a little bit too literal. So, yeah, 生活 is a common word here. So, ね、生活もね、also 大きく、ね、from 大きいですね、大きい。大きい adjective changed to 大きく adverb 大きく変わった、ね、変わる something が変わる something が変わる、of course if you say 生活が変わる、ね、my life changes、じゃあ生活が大きく変わった、means like my life has changed a lot、something が変わる and something を変える、this is transitive, you change something. In this case, well, she's using 変わる instead. So 生活も大きく変わった。So here, 生活が変わる but she wanted to kind of keep adding, extra things. So 生活 also changed a lot. Okay?
でも、忙しくなったお母さんは帰ってこないことも多くて。
No, don't leave her alone. So Soyo-chan, talking about Soyo-chan's お母さん。saying, でも、忙しくなったお母さんは帰ってこないことも多くて。お母さん、well, it's not お母さん's fault, right? お母さん、works really hard to live in this place with Soyo-chan and raising, Soyo-chan and, having no time to hang out. It's sad, but, Soyo-chan's mom and Soyo-chan's お母さん has to, work hard, for Soyo-chan as well. So, でも、ね、忙しくなったお母さんは帰ってこないことも多くて。so 忙しい of course 忙しい is busy 忙しい adjective to an adverb so 忙しく and then なる to become so will be busy or to be busy so 忙しくなった so past tense so 忙しくなった、got busy ねお母さん who got busy 忙しくなったお母さんはof course, you can imagine she's busy with work, so, didn't come home sometimes, right? So, ね、帰る, of course, 帰る to go home, to go back, 帰ってくる to come home, or to come back, ね、帰ってくる、帰ってこない、ね、she doesn't come home. 帰ってこないことも多くて、ね、normally something が多い。something が多い。there are many blah blah blah. if you say 東京は人が多い。東京は人が多い。there are many people in Tokyo. something が多い。But in this case, again, she's kind of adding like, like elements to explain certain things. So, 帰ってこないこと。so like occasions or times that she doesn't come home. もう多くてね。そう、帰ってこないこと。let's just change it to が for now. 帰ってこないことが多くてね。So there are many times, many occasions when she doesn't come home. And then just change it to more, just to say also. There are also times when she doesn't come home. That's sad. I mean, so Soyo-chan's parents got separated when Soyo-chan was in the junior high school. Yeah. So for her, of course, she needed her her mother nearby.
綺麗な家で私はずっと一人ぼっちだった。
So, having a nice place, having a lot of money, and but see what happened to her. 綺麗な家で私はずっと一人ぼっちだった。ね、綺麗な家で、ね、in the beautiful house、ね、私はずっと ね、of course, for a long time or always, all the time, ね、一人ぼっち、ぼっちやぼっちちゃん、ね、all alone, ね、私はずっと一人ぼっちだった、ね、I was always alone. Aww. Well, I would love to, I'd love to live in this nice place. Yeah, but I don't want to be alone. I'll bring my cats to keep my company.
月の森に入学したのはお母さんの希望だったから。
So, talking about her school now. 月の森に入学したのはお母さんの希望だったから。So, 月の森 is the name of the school, a prestigious school that Soyo-chan and Mutsumi-chan go to, and then Saki-chan used to go there too, and of course the members of Morphonica go there too. A lot of rich girls go there. 月の森に入学したのは、ね、入学する。どこどこに学校に入学する。ね、to enter school, to start school. ね、月の森に入学したのはお母さんの希望だったから。ね、again, so we have this no replacing a noun, and this no is acting as 理由、ね、reason. The reason I entered 月の森、is due to this. So お母さんの、ね、mom's 希望、ね、希望だった。希望 is wish or request or like, hope. So it wasn't really Soyo-chan's 希望, Soyo-chan's, kind of choice actually, but お母さんの希望だったから、so my mom wanted it, wanted, or it was my mom's, wish, or basically my mom chose it. Okay, so that's why she, she entered 月の森. Even though 月の森is full of, very wealthy, girls, and they are, children of politicians or celebrities, and maybe really big companies. But yeah, Soyo-chan, actually didn't know, much about the school. But, her mom basically chose the school because it's kind of cool, fancy, prestigious. It wasn't really Soyo-chan's choice.
お母さんは名門の月の森に憧れがあったんだと思う。
So, お母さんは名門の月の森に憧れがあったんだと思う。See? お母さんはね、名門ね、名門ね、名門校。So something that's prestigious. Yeah, it's normally talking about school. Something that's like really famous, and people can, look up to the students, who attend, a 名門校。So 名門の月の森に憧れ、ね、憧れがあったんだと思う。ね、憧れ。ね、it's from 憧れる。ね、憧れる。ね、ね、to dream about something, to long for something. 憧れる and 憧れ、is the noun. Okay? So 憧れ。ね、そう、月の森に憧れがあったんだと思う。ね、so I think that, my mom was kind of, kind of dreaming about, going to a prestigious, school, of course, which is Tsukinomori, of course, and well, just Soyo-chan's just guessing about that, but it kind of seems like that, Oka-san, had 憧れ, for the school.
ただ、勝手のわからないお嬢様学校はとても心細くて。
So, I mean, she lives in this amazing place. cost a lot of money and going to like one of the best schools, in the area, and of course in Japan, everyone admires, to go there, but doesn't sound like she's happy, right? So, ただ、勝手のわからないお嬢様学校はとても心細くて、So, ね、ただ、勝手のわからない。ちょっと待ってね。勝手。But this 勝手、it's not 勝手に、but this is 勝手。And then, 勝手を知っている。If you say 勝手がわかるを勝手を知っている means like you know about it. Okay, you're familiar with something, you know it well. 勝手を知ってるを勝手がわかっている。But if you say 勝手のわからないを勝手がわからない means you're not familiar. You don't know how it works. Okay, you're like, oh, I don't know. You don't know much about it. 勝手のわからないを勝手がわからない is fine too. Okay. 勝手のわからないお嬢様学校お嬢様、typical お嬢様 is さきちゃん。ね、さきちゃん is a typical お嬢様、お嬢様学校は、ね、お嬢様、ね、young ladies school はとても心細くて、ね、心細い of course 心が、ね、細い、ね、心、ね、heart が細いね narrow 心細くて it feels lonely. Right, yeah, because she will be surrounded by rich girls, and you don't really know how she should just speak to them, or she doesn't want to embarrass herself and things like that. So of course she would feel lonely.
学校でも私は一人ぼっちのままだった。
So, 学校でも私は一人ぼっちのままだった。ね、学校でもね、also、私は一人ぼっちね、alone のまま、ね、something のまま、ね、something that stays the same, something remains the same ままだった。ね、I was ね、alone, in school too.
必要としてもらえたら寂しさは消えるのかもしれない。
So, 必要としてもらえたら寂しさは消えるのかもしれない。ね、必要とする。ね、so of course, you're familiar with this word 必要。ね、必要。ね、but ね、something を必要とする。ね、必要。here used as a noun and made it into a phrase. ね、something を必要とする to need, to require something. So, 必要とする。ね、of course, 私を必要としててもらう。gifting verb. ね、もらえたら、so, basically means like she wanted to be wanted. She wanted to be needed. She wanted the validation, basically. She wanted to be like appreciated. Everyone feels the same. It's not just Soyo-chan. But 必要としてもらえたら, so if somebody needs me, ね、寂しさ or 寂しさ she says 寂しさ here, but of course officially it's 寂しさは、消えるのかもしれない。ね、寂しい or 寂しい。adjective to, to さ so 寂しさ or 寂しさ、ね、loneliness it's a noun。ね、寂しさは、寂しさは消える。ね、消える。something が消える。ね、something が消える。something fades, disappears, something goes away. But, learn it with, of course, something を消す。ね、to erase something, to delete something, yeah, or turn off like lights and things like that. Okay. そう消える。ね、 寂しさは消えるのかもしれない。寂しさは消える。So if you say 寂しさが消える just like means in general, loneliness goes away. But 寂しさは消える she's like kind of changing the nuance of 寂しさ or 寂しさ that she is going through. Something that's specific. That's why, normally it's, subject が消える。But well, here the nuance kind of changes because she's talking about something specific about her, emptiness and loneliness that she was going through. So ね、寂しさはお寂しさは消えるのかもしれない。ね、something かもしれない。ね、it may, ね、it might, ね、possibly this might happen, things like that. ね、it might disappear. It might go away. ね、so if someone needs me, ね、寂しさは消えるのかもしれない。ね、the loneliness might ね、disappear or go away.
そう思って食事を作ったり洗濯をしたりお母さんの代わりに家の仕事をするようになった。
Good girl! そよちゃん I need her! 手伝って I'm so busy, I need そよちゃん to do all this. ね、そう思って食事を作ったり洗濯をしたりお母さんの代わりに家の仕事をするようになった。Oh, such a good girl. ね、そう思ってね、talking about like, I want to be needed. I want somebody to want me, need me. She wanted validation. She wanted to be appreciated, right? So そう思って、and I thought that way, and 食事を作ったり、食事 of course meal、食事を作る、of course to cook meals、食事を作ったり、作ったり、here たり、for listing activities、食事を作ったり洗濯をしたり洗濯、laundry 洗濯するを洗濯をする、to do the laundry、to do wash your clothes、洗濯をする、洗濯をする洗濯をしたり洗濯したり is fine too、食事を作ったりたり、I do things like cooking and doing the laundry and let's see、お母さんの代わりに家の仕事をするようになった。Oh, such a good girl, Soyo-chan. She needs, more love and attention here. ね、そう代わり of course、お母さんの代わりにsomebody の代わりに、instead of or on behalf of somebody. So お母さんの代わりに so on behalf of her or instead of her doing it、家の仕事を or you can say 家事 as well 家事、housework 家の仕事をするようになった。ようになる。We had like potential ようになる before, but this one just used as the verb plus ようになる、not even potential. So let's see what it means. So something ようになる. So verb plus ようになる。It means like naturally or gradually, start to learn to do something. So it works, right? So here, like she was feeling lonely. She wanted, to be appreciated, and she wanted somebody to say, "Oh, I need you." I appreciate what you do. She wanted to be needed. So, she started doing things like cooking meals, doing the laundry, things like that. It kind of naturally happened. So するようになった。the nuance matches perfectly here. するようになった。し始めた is fine too, but するようになった kind of conveys more like, naturally it happened. That was the process kind of thing. Okay, it sounds better here. So, ね、お母さんの代わりに家の仕事をするようになった。Oh, such a good girl. I helped, my mom too, and my brother did. But yeah, I know, like mothers work too much, and, to support the kids and family. Let me see, するようになった。ね、so she started, doing, housework, like these things, just to help, her mom.
クラスメイトに誘われて入った吹奏楽部でも頑張ってコントラバスの練習をした。
It makes me cry. クラスメイトに誘われて入った吹奏楽部でも頑張ってコントラバスの練習をした。そうね、クラスメイトに誘われて入った吹奏楽部でも誘う、of course 誘う、ね、to invite、ね、誘う、誘われる、to be asked、or to be invited、to, of course, to join、吹奏楽部、ね、吹奏楽部、brass band、club、ね、吹奏楽部、吹奏楽部でも、頑張ってコントラバスの練習をした。So this is her instrument. ね、コントラバス。ね、double bass。そう、頑張ってコントラバスの練習をした。So this is her, instrument in the 吹奏楽部 in the, in the club, ね、brass band club、練習をした。And she tried really hard to, improve herself.クラスメートに誘われて入った吹奏楽部でも、ね、吹奏楽部、from here クラスメートに誘われて入った吹奏楽部 this is one thing so、吹奏楽部 so it's a noun and this is verb noun combo to kind of explain more about 吹奏楽部 so吹奏楽部、the brass band club that I was invited by my classmate to join. でも、more this one also. Okay? It doesn't mean demo as but, of course. で、in at the location で because of する。Okay? Past tense した。Of course. In the club, in the brass band club, also, I tried really hard, to practice the double bass.
お母さんに頼りにされるようになって、学校にも居場所はできたけど。
そう、お母さんに頼りにされるようになって、学校にも居場所はできたけど。This is like something that we, like all of us kind of go through too, like trying to find a place to be, place to belong. And, you want to help people and then, you want to be appreciated and you want people to acknowledge your effort. You don't want people to ignore you. It's like something that we kind of go through. And of course, struggle a lot too. So it's surgeons not alone. It's a very common thing to go through. See, お母さんに頼りにされるようになってね。somebody を頼りにする or something を頼りにするね。to rely on something. In this case, そよちゃんを頼りにする for example if you say そよちゃんのお母さんはそよちゃんを頼りにするね、そよちゃんのお母さんね、そよちゃん 's mom ね、relies on or trusts そよちゃんね、そよちゃんを頼りにする。そう、お母さんに頼りにされる passive ね、頼りにされる again ようになる naturally it became that okay became that like state or condition. It's gradually basically means her mom started to trust her, I mean rely on her, ask her to do, oh can you do this for me, oh please please ね、頼りにされるようになって、ね、お母さんに頼りにされる passive、ね、頼りにする頼りにされる、ね、to be relied on by お母さん so basically it means like お母さん relies on me but since it's from Soyo's perspective she's using passive okay になって、and 学校にもね学校にも居場所はできた、ね学校にも also in school 居場所、ね、place to be ね place to be place to belong so 居場所、ね、居場所いる場所いる to be 場所 place、ね、はできたけどね、something ができる normally something ができる、ね、something is made something is created 居場所は again changing the nuance wellね like there is a new place there is a place ね to be but you see like she's not very satisfied about that. She's actually not sure, about that. She didn't feel, that's what she wanted. She actually needed something else.
でも、寂しさはなくならなかった。
So sad. Oh my gosh. I might start crying when I go through Soyo's story. It sounds too sad. Okay. So don't blame Soyo for doing terrible things or saying terrible things. She had a very, very, very difficult past, and she has been struggling. She is struggling. So, でも寂しさは、寂しさは both again as I just explained that、なくならなかった。よいしょ。ね、ね、そう寂しさ寂しさ again loneliness はなくならなかった。ね。So let's go through like how that changes to this. Okay, so ねないnegative isn't it? ない。So any kind of ない it doesn't just have to be from an adjective or anything, okay, it could be from a verb too, if you say 見る見ないない negative isn't it, so any kind of ない is fine. So ない The thing about ない is that ない changes exactly like adjectives, which is very convenient. Okay, so ない since it will behave just like an adjective, whatever you use, whatever I meant, like it could be from 見ない or it could be just ない as opposed to ある so so if you just change ない to なく it's an adverb form, isn't it? And なる to be to be nothing, right? To be ない right? So なくなる so it's no longer there. So なくなるSo if you say 見る見ない I don't see, I don't watch 見なくなる and 見なくなる so to become no longer watch something. So 見なくなる見なくなった you don't watch something anymore. Okay? So なくなるねなくなる let's turn that into negative. なくなるなくならない so that's a negative of that. なくなるなくならない so it does not go away, does not disappear. なくならない again changing that to なかった here, okay? ない to なかった change, so did not disappear, did not go away. So 寂しさは、if you say 寂しさ、so loneliness が ない。ね。そう、寂しさがある、寂しさがない。That's a negative, isn't it? 寂しさがある、寂しさがない。寂しさがない。寂しさがなくなる。なくならない。なくならなかった。So if you say 寂しさは、なくならなかった。ね、the loneliness didn't go away. And again, it's her, nuance, isn't it? That, specific loneliness that she was going through. Being in a house all alone. It's a nice house, but she felt empty. Okay, so 寂しさ normally is があるがない, but since she's changing the nuance, like especially when the sentence is not that straightforward, it's very common to switch to は。ね、寂しさは寂しさはなくならなかった。so sad.
心のどこかでここは自分がいる場所じゃないような気がして。
Yeah, so this is pretty much like Soyo-chan's monologue, Soyo-log. But she had to explain herself, so, 心のどこかで、ここは自分がいる場所じゃないような気がして、she still felt, lonely, even though, her mom appreciated her and like, oh, thank you for helping. And she joined the club, brass band club, but still, it wasn't something that she was looking for, right? So 心のどこかで、somewhere in my heart, ここは、of course talking about the brass band club and of course, wherever she was there. Wherever she was, like in a house or the school, in a club, 自分がいる場所じゃないような気がして、自分が myself がいる場所 place, a place that I belong or I am じゃない not ような気がしてねblah blah ような気がするね feels like that it's not a place that I belong to or I exist.
寂しさはずっと消えないのかなって思ってた。あの時までは。
So, since she keeps saying 寂しさ, so I have to say officially, for broadcasting, it's 寂しさ. Anyway, but I would say 寂しさ because she said it. 寂しさはずっと消えないのかなって思ってた。あの時までは。寂しさ loneliness は、ずっと、like for a long time 消えない、消える、消えない、it doesn't fade, doesn't disappear, doesn't go away 消えないのかなって思ってた。I wondered, I wondered if the loneliness will not go away. あの時までは、あの時、まで、まで、until, あの時までは、until that time. Ooh, guess what? Whee!
長崎そよさん
So, she meets, Soyo-chan meets Saki-chan. So Saki-chan, talks to Soyo-chan for the first time. Nagasaki is the family name of Soyo-chan. Okay? And Saki-chan's family name is actually Togawa Sakiko. Not written here, but Nagasaki Soyo-san? Are you Nagasaki Soyo-san? Soyo Nagasaki? Or Miss Soyo Nagasaki?
つかぬことをお伺いしますが、バンドにご興味はありまして。
So this is Saki-chan at junior high school when she was very happy. This is before she formed CRYCHIC. She was, of course, hopeful, happy, young, and she really wanted to make a band because she got inspired by a senpai's band called Morphonica, and she saw the band on stage for the first time. She got inspired. She didn't know what a band meant, and she asked, Mutsumi-chan, and like, what is a band? And she got into, bands, and like, she started to feel she wants to have her own band. So of course she wants to meet new members. She was recruiting new members at that time. Okay, so that's the background. So this is so Saki-chan. You don't need to know this because I don't think you will ever need it. But this is Saki-chan's, Saki-chan's language. So つかぬことをお伺いしますが、バンドにご興味はありまして。She just talks like this. So cute. 伺うね。Of course, 伺う is to ask or to visit. And this is like a humble, a verb. And お伺いする、お伺いする to ask something is very polite. And a very humble way to ask. つかぬことをお伺いしますが。ね。つかぬことをお伺いしますが。I don't think you will ever use it, but it just means like, oh, excuse me, for asking an abrupt question. Sorry for asking you this now, but kind of thing. Excuse me, let me ask you something, and it might sound a bit random, but it had to be said in Sakiko's way. Okay? お伺いしますが、バンドにご興味はありまして。Yeah, oh yeah. So of course, 興味 interest. It's a noun, and something に興味がある。To have or to have interest in something, or you are interested in something. So バンドにご興味 beautification ご興味はありまして means ありますか？But she just talks like this because she's an お嬢様. Very, very rich kid from a Togawa family. Very, powerful family. バンドにご興味はありまして、Are you interested in, of course, joining a band in this case?
さきちゃんと出会ったのは、月の森音楽祭で吹奏楽部の演奏をした後だった。
さきちゃんと出会ったのは月の森音楽祭で吹奏楽部の演奏をした後だった。そうね、さきちゃんと出会ったね、出会う。Somebody に出会う normally, but somebody と出会う is fine too. Totally fine to say と。So here, Soyo-chan's using さきちゃんと出会ったのはさきちゃんに出会ったのは is totally fine. Both are fine. 出会ったのは so no replacing a noun in this case. 出会ったのは since she's talking about when this happened, you have to kind of convert it in your head. When the time I met Saki-chan was blah blah blah. So 月の森音楽祭で、月の森 is the name of the school they go to, or she used to go. 音楽祭ね、音楽祭、音楽ミュージック祭ね、フェスティバルね、月の森音楽祭で、月の森ミュージックフェスティバル、で、吹奏楽部の演奏した後だった。So they just performed. 吹奏楽部の、the brass band club の演奏をした後だった。演奏 of course performance、演奏した後ね。verb 他 form 後、after doing this. So 演奏した後。Of course you can say 演奏の後 as well. You can do noun の後。But here she's using a verb and した後。 ね、it needs to be た後、if you're using a verb. Okay? 吹奏楽部の演奏した後だった。So it was after performing. Of course, with the brass band club. After the brass band club's performance at the, Tsukinomori Music Festival. So Saki-chan was headhunting members. Clever.
声をかけてもらったし、必要としてもらえるなら。そう思って、私はバンドをすることに決めた。
Soyo-chan? So Soyo-chan didn't even, think very carefully at the time, but let's see. 声をかけてもらったし、必要としてもらえるなら、そう思って私はバンドをすることに決めた。そう、ね、声をかけてもらった。ね、声、of course、声、voice、声をかける、ね、to talk to somebody。てもらった、gifting verb。ね、who did what? Of course, Saki-chan spoke to Soyo-chan, right? もらったし、normally, listing a reason, reasons, she, but it's only listing one thing. 声をかけてもらったし、and 必要としてもらえる、ね、必要とする again、必要としてもらえるなら、ね、てもらう again、gifting verb, and もらう、もらえる potential なら if、ね、ね、so it's very strange to actually translate to Japanese, but if they if they want, if they need me, it's fine too. Okay. So if I will be able to be needed, it's weird. So if I just try to put them all together, but yeah, 必要とする to need は必要としてもらう gifting verb, because she feels, appreciated if this happens, right? So もらうもらえる if that's possible なら if, okay? And all of them combined. So it just means if I'm needed, if it's possible for me to be needed, or if they, want me, if they need me, it's fine. そう思って、ね、I thought so, and what did she do? 私はバンドをすることに決めた。So this is why she joined. 決める。そうね。決める or something を決める。If you say 名前を決める to decide the name. But in this case, something に決める is also possible too. Let me see. ね、決める to decide something. Here, let me see. Yeah, ことに決める。ね、ことに決める。So 決める but yeah, the phrase is something ことに決める、ね、decide to do something. So バンドをすることに決める past tense 決めた、ね、I decided to、ね、バンドをする to play in the band or to join the band in this case, of course ことに決めた。Because she was struggling to find, a place to be, and she was still, longing for more validation, and she was, she was feeling lonely, so she just thought, okay, I'll give it a go. Let's see what happens, kind of thing.
バンドに特別な思いはなかったし、期待もしてなかったけど。
バンドに特別な思いはなかったし、期待もしてなかったけど、そう特別、バンドに特別な思いはなかった、ね、特別 is an adjective, so 特別な special、思い、ね、思い like feeling、バンドに特別な思いはなかった。If you say 特別な思いがあった特別な思いがある、特別な思いがある means like, have a special feeling. But 特別な思いはなかった。ね、I didn't have, like a special feeling, about the band. なかったし、ね、期待もしてなかったね。期待する。ね、期待、expectation、期待する。期待する、期待する to expect something. So 期待もね、also ね、してなかったけど、I didn't also expect anything. She was just like listing why she joined. ね、バンドに特別な思いはなかったし、期待もしてなかったけど、of course, you know, she felt something later. So, she didn't even expect. She just like, oh, okay, whatever. Let me just join. You know.
改めまして、本日はお集まりくださってありがとうございます。
So I'm sure you remember this. You know, we saw this before. This was when Saki-chan invited everyone to join the band CRYCHIC. Okay, this is like the day one for CRYCHIC, and you'll read. I mean, you'll hear the same things as before. So I'm gonna kind of skip. As you know the story already. ね、ご本改めまして、本日はお集まりくださってありがとうございます。You know this already? ね、そう、ご本。So you should just kind of coughed. ね、改めまして。ね、改めましてね、once again. ね、本日は、ね、of course 本日 is like today, but it's very formal ね。お集まりくださって from 集まるね、お集まりくださってありがとうございますね。So thank you for gathering, thank you for being here.
皆さんとお会いすること、大変楽しみにしておりました。
So this is happy. Saki-chan, 皆さんとお会いすること。大変楽しみにしておりました。yeah, that time she was happy. ね、皆さんとお会いすること、ね、to meet everyone. ね、大変 very 楽しみにしておりました。ね、楽しみにする to look forward to something. ね、お会いすることを大変楽しみにしておりました。ね、I've been looking forward to meeting you. Meeting you all.
これから私たちはバンド。共に音楽を奏でる運命共同体となるのです。
Sure this is familiar. ね、これから私たちはバンド。共に音楽を奏でる運命共同体となるのです。She's so dramatic. ね、これから私たちはバンド and she just explains what bando means because you know before you know hearing this word bando she didn't know anything about playing in a band, singing a band, so she gets like really excited. And she explains what bando means. 共にね、共に音楽を奏でる運命共同体となるのです。共に together ね、音楽を奏でる of course 奏でる、ね、very you know fancy ね、to perform to play、運命共同体、運命 destiny 共同体 again ね、fellowshipね、運命共同体となるのです、ね、となる運命共同体となる same as 運命共同体になる to be okay so we'll be ね a group or a band you know bound by fate
さきちゃんの言葉にワクワクしている自分もいた。
Even though Soyo-chan didn't really expect, like she had no special attachment, she didn't feel like, I didn't, you know, whatever, I don't expect anything, but she started to feel a bit different. So, さきちゃんの言葉にワクワクしてる自分もいた。ね、something に、in this case さきちゃんの言葉にワクワクしている自分、ね、ワクワクする、ね、something にワクワクする、to get excited about something。ね、そう、ワクワクしている、ね、state condition 自分 myself もいた。Of course, you know, she's using more because before she was saying like, didn't really expect anything, you know, I just wanted to kind of give it a go and see what happens. no attachment, no special feeling. Well, let's see what happens, kind of thing. But she was saying, like, she was also excited too. And of course, she changes after this.
運命だなんて言われたのは生まれて初めてで、なんだかちょっとくすぐったくて温かい心地がした。
You make me cry. So now you know how special CRYCHIC was, to Soyo-chan. Okay, she was feeling so lonely and empty. She didn't have a place to be, even though she was living in this like castle or palace, very luxurious, apartment. But she felt empty, and she felt lonely. But with CRYCHIC, everything started to change. They were filling the void. So 運命だなんて言われたのは生まれて初めてで、なんだかちょっとくすぐったくて温かい心地がした。運命。Because Saki-chan was saying 運命 like destiny. Because Saki-chan was being dramatic about the band. So 運命だなんて言われたのは生まれて初めてで、ね、運命だなんて、ね、運命 noun だなんて with emphasis ね、運命なんて is also fine too。運命だなんて言われたのは、言われる、passive、言われた、ね、I was told のは言われたのは言われたことは言われた時は、again no replacing a noun 生まれて初めて、生まれて初めて of course something が生まれるね something が生まれる to be born、but 生まれて初めてね for the first time in my life、生まれて初めてでso it was my first time in my life that somebody mentioned 運命 or I was told that it was 運命なんだかちょっとくすぐったくてなんだか somehow くすぐったい it feels ticklish like it feels like kind of like kind of funny ticklish like it feels good but like くすぐったくて温かい心地がした温かい warm 心地ね feel sensation it felt warm you see like Tomori was describing like the warmth of the band as well so even though Soyo-chan kind of looks like Soyo-chan's like Soyo-chan's different no actually they were feeling the same Tomori and Soyo-chan and also Taki-chan too and everyone else actually kind of felt the same and they felt special about the band
それからはずっと楽しかった
それからはずっと楽しかったねそれからね since then ずっとね、for a long time 楽しかったね it was fun
どうしてこの子たちだったのかはよくわからない気が合わないところもたくさんあったけどでも
So Soyo-chan keeps talking about CRYCHIC and どうしてこの子たちだったのかはよくわからない気が合わないところもたくさんあったけどでもそうどうして of course or なんで is fine、この子たち of course talking about Saki-chan Tomori Taki-chan and Mutsumi-chan and Soyo-chan of course including herself、この子たちだったのかはよくわからないわからない I don't know どうしてI don't know why、この子たちだったのかは、these girls、だった past tense だったのかは、どうしてこの子たちだったのかは、よくわからない、this is question clause、embedded question clause、so I don't know I don't know why ね、it was these girls、よくわからない。気が合わないところもたくさんあったけどthis is like you know、possibly タキちゃんソヨちゃん like arguing ね、気が合う、ね、気が合う、you know 合う to match so 気が合う、ね、means like to get on well to get along but 気が合わないlike you know don't get on well they you know、they don't agree with each other 気が合わない so、typical 気が合わない、pair will be、アノンちゃん and タキちゃんlet's see、so 気が合わないところも、たくさんあったけど so there were ね、ところ means place but in this case you know talking about like the times、that you know kind of you know some of them disagreed with each other they didn't you know、get on well、especially Taki-chan I guess you know Taki-chan disagreeing with everyone else or you know she's talking about that 気が合わないところもね、たくさんあったけど、ね、there were、moments、or places、you know、when we didn't get along well、but、
この5人でいるときは寂しいなんて思わなかった。
So she found、where she wanted to be basically, huh? So、この5人でいるときは寂しいなんて思わなかった。Oh, so her loneliness went away because of CRYCHIC. Oh. So it was so special, super special for Soyo-chan because she was really struggling. You know, she was always alone. Her, you know, of course, you know, parents got divorced and she had to change to a new school. You know, she didn't go to like a commoner's school anymore.And went to a prestigious school being alone, struggling a lot. But, you know, since she joined CRYCHIC, she didn't even think that she was lonely. この5人でいるときは、ね、この5人 of course talking about さきちゃん、ともり、さきちゃん、ともりof course いのそよちゃん、むつみちゃん、たきちゃん5人ね。この5人でいるときはそう、いる so to be、so when five of us are together and 寂しい、ね、なんて、思わなかった。I didn't even think that I was lonely、
カラオケに行ったこともスタジオで練習したこともカフェで話したことも一緒にステージに立ったことも全部かけがえのない思い出になった。
Oh, this makes me cry. カラオケに行ったこともスタジオで練習したこともカフェで話したことも一緒にステージに立ったことも全部かけがえのない思い出になった。Oh, so カラオケに行ったことSo you remember, like they went to、the karaoke place、for Tomori to practice, and then like, you know, Saki-chan、you know, was getting excited with the drinks bar, behaving like a little kid. So カラオケに行ったことも、ね、the time、you know、when we went to karaoke, and let's see、スタジオで練習したこともね、ね、こと is like.You know, the thing, but in this case, she's actually talking about like the time. So, the time、when we practice in the studio, or of course talking about that fact, basically. You know, going to the studio and practice together, and let's see, カフェで話したことも、ね、this is the cafe. ね、カフェで話したことも、ね、the time、or you know, the fact that we spoke.We talked in the cafe, and let's see, and 一緒にステージに立ったことも、together ステージに立ったことも、we、stood on stage together, you know, so she's just kind of putting them all together, you know, the fact that we did this or the time we did this, you know, more, you know, all of them, 全部ね、 全部 all of them かけがえのない思い出。かけがえのないね、precious、思い出、memory に、memory を memories になった。ね、they became ね、my precious memories。
それなのに。
No! Don't break it! ね、それなのに。ね、so, but, of course something opposite is gonna happen. Oh, so this is when CRYCHIC was about to split up, and I'm sure you remember this scene. This was pretty much traumatizing to Tomori and everyone else. And so Tomori is somebody.
さきちゃん、よかった、来てくれて。
Of course, we had this many times, well, a few times. She's remembering what happened before. So, さきちゃん、よかった、来てくれて。ね、さきちゃん、ね、I'm glad you came.
ずっと心配してたんだよ。学校休んでるし、返事も全然ないから。
So, of course, so Soyo-chan says, ずっと心配してたんだよ。Of course, I've been worried about you. 学校休んでるし、返事も全然ないから、学校休んでるし、of course talking about さきちゃん、さきちゃん、of course さきちゃんが学校休んでるし、you are off school and also you don't respond。返事も全然ないから。
今日は言うことがあってきましたの。
Oh dear. No, さきちゃん no, don't do it. So, yeah, so this is where everything started. So 今日は言うことがあってきましたの。So 今日は言うことがあってきましたの。Of course, you know this already, So, so I came here to say something.
クライシックをやめさせていただきますわ。
So, Soyo-chan didn't want to hear this, クライシックをやめさせていただきますわ。ね、やめさせていただく。Again, it's how Saki-chan speaks. So, like, I'm leaving the band. ね、I'm leaving CRYCHIC.
ちょっと待って。どうして？何かあった？
Soyo-chan doesn't want that. Okay? Of course. Now you understand more, about what happened to CRYCHIC. So, ちょっと待って。どうして？なんかあった？ね、Hey, wait. Like, why? What happened? Or something happened to you? Mutsumi-chan knows, so.
私たちには言えない？それとも私たちが原因？ダメなところがあったら直すから。
So she's desperate. This is why she was so desperate to put it back together, or she didn't want them to break up, or didn't want to lose Saki-chan. So Soyo-chan says, 私たちには言えない？それとも私たちが原因？ダメなところがあったら直すから。We had this a few times, so I don't really need to explain, I guess. But 私たちには言えない。You can't say, you can't tell us. それとも、or 私たちが原因 is it because of us? ダメなところがあったら直すから。So we'll fix, if there are any problems.
いいえ、私一人の問題ですから。
Which is actually true. So さきちゃんね、いいえ、私一人の問題ですから。So it has nothing to do with the band actually. It was her own, situation with the family. ね、私一人の問題ですからね。It's my own problem.
あれは解散じゃない。まだ終わってない。
They're still trying to cling on to that. So, あれは解散じゃない。まだ終わってない。ね、解散。something が解散する。Normally it's like a group or band. 解散する。like a band or group breaks up or split up. 解散 is a noun. So 解散じゃない。ね。So it wasn't, so we didn't break up. It's fine. 解散じゃない。ね。even though 解散 is used as a noun, but 解散じゃない means like 解散してない。ね。we haven't broken up. まだ終わってない。ね、まだない。ね、not yet. It's not over yet. It's not finished yet.
すれ違ってしまっただけで、きっとまた仲良くなれる。
そう、すれ違ってしまっただけで、きっとまた仲良くなれる。ね、すれ違う。Again. ね、to pass each other. Of course, in this case, like, you misunderstand. ね、すれ違う。Okay? すれ違ってしまっただけで We just misunderstood each other. で、きっと、ね、I'm sure、また again 仲良くなれる。仲良くなる to become good friends. We'll get together. ね、we'll become close friends again. ね、きっとまた仲良くなれる potential. ね、ね、we can be friends again. Oh, nice place. 長崎家リビング。長崎家。長崎 is, 長崎 family. リビング。ね、living room.
あれから1年経っても、クライシックを諦められなかった。
So, あれから1年経ってもクライシックを諦められなかった。ね、あれから、since that time 1年ね、a year 経ってもね、normally、時間が経つ、ね、time が経つ。ね、the time passes. So 1年経っても1年が is dropped. So 1年経ってもね、ね、even like after a year、クライシックを、ね、even after a year has passed クライシックを諦められなかった from 諦める、ね、諦める、ね、to give up 諦める諦められる諦められる potential 諦められない can't 諦められなかった I couldn't give up. CRYCHIC. Of course, talking about she's still clinging on to the band. ね、she can't let it go. 諦められなかった。
クライシックはもう一度やり直せる。みんなもそれを望んでるはず。
クライシックはもう一度やり直せる。みんなもそれを望んでるはず。She wasn't sure at the end. So, クライシックはもう一度 one more time やり直せる。Of course, やり直す to do it again. マスステム直す。直せる potential. ね、we can redo it. We can do it again. やり直せる。みんなもね、everyone もそれをWhat you mean? Like to do it again. We can do it again. を望んでるはず。ね、望む again 望む to hope. 望む望んでる present continuous はず。As is I'm sure, but she didn't sound she was sure. Like I'm sure everyone wants that. You know? Look at her face.
私はみんなのためにずっと
Oh. And 私はみんなのためにずっとそう私はみんなのために for everyone ずっとね always all the time
あなた、ご自分のことばかりですのね。
Oh no, you're so mean さきちゃんあなたご自分のことばかりですのねYou're full of yourself so this is what she said in the last episode about Soyo-chan. Soyo-chan was trying to put the band to put CRYCHIC back together and reunite CRYCHIC, but Saki-chan was like you're so selfish, like why do you think that way, you are so self-centered. And Saki-chan was kind of angry with Soyo. So ね、あなたご自分のことばかりですのねSo mean. So she said, Soyo was saying like みんなのために for everyone. She thought she was just, thinking about everyone, everyone else. Of course, including her too, like to put CRYCHIC back. But Saki-chan actually says, ご自分のことばかりですのね. She's saying something completely different. Like you just think about yourself. You're just full of yourself. Yeah, before like, 望んでるはず like, I'm sure that's what they want. And she says, みんなのために like for everyone, I've been trying really hard. And it remembers what Saki-chan said. And she doesn't know what to say anymore.
もういいや。
Oh no, this is so sad. So? もういいや. Oh. It doesn't mean good, もういいや. Here, think about it. Do you think she's saying something positive? No way. It doesn't mean good here. いいや. もういいや. Oh, well, forget it. Whatever. I don't care anymore. So that's her nuance. もういいや. Like she was trying hard, but nothing was working. Saki-chan's not reuniting CRYCHIC, and Soyo-chan's feeling lost, and also feeling empty again. So she says, もういいや. Like, oh well, whatever, Oh, so sad. Oh. So this is Soyo-chan. You see? She's not evil or anything. She just... she was struggling so much. And she was desperate to, put CRYCHIC back. And she thought she was doing that for, everyone else too. Not just for her. But it turns out that Soyo-chan was just, doing it for her own, own purpose and just for herself. And she's not sure anymore. Aww, Soyo-chan. Aww. So, that's why she was like so upset when, when Saki-chan cried after listening to Haruhikage on stage, and Soyo-chan was very careful, with Saki-chan especially. Soyo-chan didn't want to upset Saki-chan, but Saki-chan's just like not gonna work with her anymore. Like, no way. So she's like, oh God, just forget it. So that's where she's at right now. Anyway, let me have a sip. 大変だったわ。ちょっと待って。お茶。おいしい。Did it. Let me. Couldn't check the chat, but let me see. Wanted to say hello. Let me see. Let's see. Rebecca. I'm sorry for getting back too late. And so hi. And Huawei says oh wow, past N2. Excellent. Thank you for saying this. It makes me really happy. But I'm not surprised because my content is good and helpful. Tell everyone. But thank you, and congrats on passing the N2. Next up, N1. Anyway, and Aiki, you're here. Hi. And excellent. And let me see. Some I can't pronounce your name. Sorry, I can't remember. I can't read your name. Soyo, I forgive you. Yeah, please forgive Soyo-chan for, acting weird and hurting people, Anon-chan later. Ransom says, thank you for taking your time to teach us. You're welcome. Thank you for saying that. And Chocobo says, poor Soyo, I know. Soyo-chan deserves more love and care and attention and hugs and everything. She's so underrated. In the fandom, please love her. Please, guys, show some love to Soyo-chan. Everyone loves like Taki-chan and Ano-chan, Tomori, and Lana-chan. But Soyo-chan needs more love. Okay. And Zoli, I think. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Another sad episode. I know. Sometimes we have to go through, sad episodes. They need to explain themselves why they behave in certain ways, or when they say some weird things. There's always an explanation, and something, an episode like this will kind of clarify, why she said, was it like when Soyo-chan was at the school gate of like Tomori's school and waiting for Saki-chan, but Soyo-chan actually meets Tomori and Anon-chan and just kind of mumbles like, Tomori-chan to Anon-chan ka? Like this, she was just waiting for Saki-chan because she was only thinking about Saki-chan, so a lot of weird things that she was doing is kind of explained. Anyway, Mara says emotional damage. I know. Yeah, now it's Tomori's turn to repair the damage and put everyone together again, because now the new band is falling apart. So anyway, so thank you for watching the stream, and thank you for spending time here, hanging out here. I hope you learned something useful. It was a lot. I don't even want to count. I don't even want to look at it anymore. I'm just like, nope, too much for me. Okay, and I hope. Oh, where did it go? I hope this was helpful. So when you talk about your family or talk about other people's family, when you are having an interview or something, just be careful with your choices. Okay? You might be saying something wrong. So, anyway, let's go back. There we go. So, yep, I hope it was helpful. And I hope you had a good time. I hope it wasn't overwhelming. And yeah, if you, of course, you need some help in grammar, of course, please download my grammar directory. I'm hoping to update pretty soon as well with new links and some new information so you can actually learn more. But hopefully I will see you next week. I'm not sure about my next week's schedule. I might have to fly. I actually don't know about my schedule next week. I might plan something. I might schedule a stream, but I might have to move it. Some emergencies might happen. But if I can predict it's not gonna be an emergency, but yeah, something might happen next week and I might have to travel. I'm not sure. I will do my best and I'll keep posting stuff, keep updating stuff, but please understand if I have to change my plans. Thank you. Anyway, じゃあありがとね。楽しかった。お疲れ。Let me just take a look at the chat once more. ちょっとチャットを見るね。Meroy say thank you again, 先生。You're welcome. どういたしまして。アイキーせずお疲れ様でした。どうもありがとうね。Thank you guys. And so, you know, of course, a lot of new names today. It makes me happy. ね、みんな新しい人たち。ね、いろいろこう、チャットで話してくれて、どうもありがとうね。そして、N2、合格できたのすごいね。Huawei、ね、I'm so happy。すごく嬉しい。先生、すごく嬉しいから、みんなに教えてね。Tell everyone about that. Anyway, I'm joking. You don't need to. Let's see. We were like, Mirai, bye bye, またね、ありがとうね。And Aiki, emergency traveling. I know. Well, life happens, you know, and you know, people go through, you know, difficult times, and you know, like I can't control that, so. Anyway, I'm just telling you in advance. Yeah, so you know what to expect. Chocobo, thank you for the stream and take care of yourself. ありがとうね. Thank you for saying that and thank you always for commenting, Chocobo. I'm always reading. And Zioli, I think, thank you again for the wonderful stream. I learned a lot as always. So good to know. ありがとうね. Thank you for saying that. And Mateo, thank you for the stream. You're welcome. はい。どういたしまして。じゃあまたね。So I've got to go. And I'm so hungry. And I gotta eat something. めっちゃお腹減った。じゃあまたね。ありがとうね。Hopefully see you soon. I don't know if it's gonna be next week or the following week. I'll keep you informed, okay? じゃあまたね。ありがとう。バイバイ。バイバイ。バイ。